Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day number 2 of SquawCon 2021, hashtag online this year, friends. Ain't nothing in the world stopping us from connecting, getting together, building a community online. Hey, friends, want to welcome you. Things are a little bit different today and this year. Normally, every single day of SquawCon always starts with a live stream, but we decided to change it up this year. We're really trying to do our best to kind of meet the needs of understanding the fact that there are people in multiple different time zones all around the world. And so we're spicing it up, maybe doing a little bit of experimenting this year. And today we started at 11 a.m. with some community games. I was in the Discord hanging out with people. Our staff was there. Got a chance to talk to a ton of you and meet some of you actually for the first time, which is really, really awesome. And that's what SquawCon's all about. It's about connecting and deepening our relationships with one another and, of course, our relationship with God. And speaking of deepening our relationships, we got a fun little game show for you today entitled Get to Know Your New Staff, okay? Our staff is growing, and God is bringing more and more people our way. We could not be thankful enough for it. But here's the deal. We want to give you the chance to get to know some people behind the scenes. And so you might know two of the newest members of our staff, Pastor AJ and Mihric, and we did our Meet the Teams in the past several weeks where you guys got to hear their heart. You got to hear maybe a little bit about how they came to know Jesus, what they're doing on the staff, and you got to hear a lot more of the serious side of them, okay? You got to hear the more professional side of them. And here's what we're going to do today. We're going to do the complete opposite of that, okay? We're going to loosey-goosey today. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to let you get to know the fun side of them. So, friends, I want to go ahead and bring them on the screen right now. We got Pastor AJ and Mihric. How you guys doing? Come on now. Good to see you guys.
Praise the Lord.
In the stream today. Come on, somebody. Can we get some hearts in chat? I'm looking. Who's here? Who's here? I know they got the chat open. We got Mihric in the chat. I'm not going to lie. Mihric may have a favorite staff member. He may have a favorite. If you guys don't know, Mihric is indeed Mihric's husband. Come on. We got Earfields. We got Polar Bear, 9x19. Welcome, 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 everyone. I got my phone. This is live in action right now, baby. OG Dog, good to see you. OG Nubs, Solux, okay? If you guys don't know, Solux, fun fact, is pregnant and is giving birth to the most recent God Squad baby. What does it matter? It matters totally, because it means God Squad Church is getting more and more person. Come on, somebody. Us building the kingdom, baby. Friends, we want to welcome AJ and Mihric, and here's the deal. We're going to have lots of fun today, okay? Shake it off. AJ and Mihric, I want you guys to just shake it off right now. Okay, we're getting loose.
Can't do it.
We're going to have a good time, chill, and enjoy life. We want to give the chat an opportunity to get to know the two of you a little bit better, and obviously to understand, hey, not everyone that works for a church, not everyone who's a pastor has to be super serious and wear a suit and tie every day. I've been in church a long time. I've been a pastor for over 5 years now, 6 years, 7 years, somewhere around there, and I've met a lot of pastors. And honestly, it makes me a little sad when a lot of my pastor friends, they feel that pressure that if I'm not super serious all the time, then people won't respect me. And the reality is that you can have both wisdom and humor at the same time. You can be serious and have fun moments. We only get one life, and here's the deal. We don't just want to have fun to create content. We want to have fun because I want to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a good time. I want to build the relationships, connect with people. And so you're going to get a lot of laughs today. So I want to encourage you to sit back. If you're in a good old Techni Sport chair, I want to go knock that thing back one notch. Get yourself some popcorn, grab a drink. We're going to have a good time today. And Mihric, I'm starting with you, okay? We're playing a little mini game before we get into a bunch of random hilarious questions called One Truth and One Lie, okay? Mihric is going to give us two facts. And chat, you're going to have to guess which one of them is truth and which one of them is not a true. One of them will actually be something that is real, that has happened to her or that she's been a part of. The other one will be completely made up, and you won't know which one it is. So, Mihric, without further ado, why don't you tell us one truth and one lie? What are they going to be today?
Most of you, or many of you know, we don't have a car right now, but about 20 years ago, we did have a car. But I never got my license. I did have some lessons, but yeah, never got to getting my license. But at that time, there was a day that Mihric, he was so very sick that he had to go to the ER, and I just had no other option but to drive him there, even though I didn't have a license.
Oh, snap.
That's my one story.
Okay.
And
What's the other?
the other one is when I was a teenager, I smoked. And when Marek asked me to be his girlfriend, I was still smoking. And I knew he hated smokers, or at least he hated smoking. And so the day after he asked me out, I took one more smoke and I quit after that. And I didn't tell him till years later. And he, at the time, said, or at least I asked him, and he said, I don't think I would have asked you out if I knew at the time.
Oh, my goodness. So really, here's the dilemma that people need to figure out, Mihric. Are you a secret keeper or a lawbreaker? We're not sure. Which one do you think is truth or which one is a lie? Let us know in the chat. Let us know. We got a poll going in the chat. Which one is true? That she drove without a license. Oh, Lord, help us all. Or hid the smoking from who would be her now husband. Y'all know we all got some stuff in the closet, okay? Everybody does. We're having a good time today. Which one's true, which one's not? We are at a tie right now, 8-8. Wait, we're breaking away with drove without a license, 10-9. It is neck and neck right now, 12-9. Most people think, Mihric, that you're a lawbreaker, okay? We are all over the place right now because it is climbing. You guys think that she drove without a license, and the hitting her smoking is going further down. 14, still 56-44. This could still be anyone's game. There's probably about 15 seconds left on the clock. If you don't know how to do this, click on the top of your chat or on your mobile device and pick on the one that you think is true. Only a few seconds left. 14-12. We are almost neck and neck. Oh, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. People thought that the one that was true was that she drove without a license to bring her husband to the ER. Okay, it's not always black and white. Sometimes the situations. Do we advocate for driving without a license? Absolutely not. But hey, sometimes things happen in life, okay? Or we had the other one of that she hid smoking from her who would now be husband for like one day, and then she stopped doing it. So she didn't really. But which one did you actually think was true? Was the drove without a license? Now, Mihric, why don't you tell us, is that one actually true or was it the lie?
It was the lie.
Oh, debated chat! Confirmed! Our newest staff member is not a criminal. Confirmed! Oh, y'all got debated. She did indeed. So elaborate a little bit more, Mihric, on the one that was true and how that story kind of played out. What did Mihric, how did he feel after you actually told him? Was he glad you weren't a criminal?
Yeah, for sure. He was surprised, for sure, because he never noticed. But I went along with his sisters for a long time, and they both smoked, so I smoked with them, always outside. So yeah, he had never seen me smoke, or so it's. I was surprised he didn't notice at the time, but. Yeah, it was really like I knew he didn't like people to smoke, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna put anything against it. Smoking is not important, and I hadn't been smoking for long, only a couple of months. So, but I'm like, yeah, smoking. I know it's not healthy, so what's a better way to stop than right now and this way? So
you were motivated by love, Mihric. Come on, somebody.
For sure.
Love makes you do some amazing things. Now, here's the deal. Mihric, how long have you been married?
27, almost 28 years.
I think their marriage, they recovered, okay? They turned out just fine, people, 28 years and several children later. Come on! Mihric, we love you, and we're glad you're not a criminal. Up next, we got the legendary AJ Valdez. Again, same rules apply. One truth, one lie. The chat gets to vote which ones they think are true. AJ Valdez, give us our good old scenarios. Pastor AJ, give us both of them right now. We get to guess.
So the first one, Anna and I we were in Palm Springs at a leadership training, and I saw my uncle in the elevator, and I said, "Donna, come over here." And I went in the elevator. I introduced her to my uncle. After I walked out of the elevator, and I realized that wasn't my uncle. So that's one of the stories, right?
What's the other one?
The other story. The other story is I was at an all-night prayer meeting. It was going long.
Okay.
I got real nauseous. All of a sudden, I threw up right there in front of everybody, the whole congregation.
Oh my goodness. That's insane.
That's insane. Yeah.
So really, the question is, does Pastor AJ have an imposter uncle, or does Pastor AJ really not like to pray? Which one is it? I'm not actually sure. Go ahead and get your votes in the chat. Introducing his uncle or threw up during prayer are the options. Again, at the top of your screen in the chat window, click on that drop-down menu. You'll see 2 options, but also the same way on mobile device as well, whether you're watching an iPad. I think the only way you can't be a part of this is if you're watching on a smart TV. I don't think this works on smart TV. So if you're watching on a nice 70-inch in your living room, unfortunately, you can go ahead and type your answer in the chat, but it won't be a part of the poll. Friends, we're almost at a split.
Those cracks me up.
Almost at a split right here. 52 to 48%. 14 to 13 votes. I mean, this is the neck and neck. And you know the stories are good when you just really can't tell which one's true or not. You just think, cause both of them are just outrageous, so we have no idea which one is actually true. 15 to 15, and the poll is almost ending. It ended an even tie.
What? Oh,
I think.
snap.
Wait, no, it's not over just yet. We got a few seconds left. Oh, at the last minute. The story about introducing his uncle, chat. You thought that was the one that was true. Pastor AJ, why don't you tell us the actual truth, my friend?
That one is the truth, yeah.
They got it, GG's, chat.
It was so bad. It was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. So this guy looked just like my uncle.
Okay.
And when I saw him from a distance, that's my uncle. So I was excited because Donna, we didn't get a lot, we're living in Ireland, so we didn't get a lot of opportunity to come to the States. And me and my family, and I thought it was my uncle, and I even introduced him. I said, "It's my uncle," and I said, "My Uncle Mauro," and he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. And we walk out the elevator. He didn't say anything at all. He just like, "Hi." He shook her hand, and he was like, like he went along with it.
Like,
but when I walked out the elevator, I realized, wait, that wasn't him.
So he didn't say like, "I'm sorry, you have the wrong person"?
No, he didn't say anything.
Did he
just
also
agreed.
Did he also start talking in like a Mexican-Irish accent to be along with you? Like what?
No, he just like he shook her hand and smiled at her, and then we got off the elevator and stopped. But then it turned out that he was one of the speakers at the leadership training.
Oh my goodness, bro!
That's what made it even worse.
Oh, that's too good, dude.
When he went up, I remember I went out of the elevator. He looked just like my uncle, though. I'm telling you.
AJ, secretly,
I'll never forget
you
it.
just wanted to meet the speaker. I think that's
yeah. I don't know what happened.
Man.
That was so embarrassing.
That is too good. Well, I'll tell you, I think the one about you throwing up in front of everyone else probably would have been more embarrassing. So I'm really glad to hear that prayer doesn't make you throw up. Praise God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, amen.
Praise God. Man. People start wondering, how come Pastor AJ is never at our prayer meetings? Well, you see, bad story came up one time. Pastor AJ, we love you, my friend. Thanks for sharing one truth, one lie with us. We're going to change gears a little bit. Here's the deal. I've got a list of just the most bizarre questions, okay? And to these questions, there are no wrong answers. There are no wrong answers. And we're just going to see how creative and how crazy the imagination of our new staff members are going to be, okay? So, Mihric, I'm going to you for the very first one. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am.
Here is question number 1. You've been given an elephant. You can't give it away, and you can't sell it. You have to keep the elephant. Mihric, what do you do with said elephant?
Oh, boy. Wouldn't fit in our house, that's for sure. No, but our leaf blower just broke, so we needed a new leaf blower. So
that's big brain, everybody. That is actually huge brain. Okay, I had these questions in advance. I want you to know that I have a whole list of questions on my iPad here. They don't know all these questions. So some of this stuff, some of the stuff you're hearing is on the fly. Now I'm not gonna lie, Pastor AJ, that's kind of a big brain answer coming from Mihric.
Yeah,
and so I want to know. I want to know what are your uses for an elephant that you just unfortunately can't get rid of?
I don't know. I won't be able to feed it because I know they eat grass, right? And I'm in the desert out here, ain't no grass.
You don't have grass.
Do they eat peanuts? They eat peanuts. I don't know.
Do elephants actually eat? They have to eat a lot. Because I know that's like the joke, but do they actually eat? I don't know, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. I'd put out the back. It'll fit out the backyard, but it's just something to eat out there. I think the neighbor. I don't know.
It'd be the biggest pet you could ever dream of.
Ever have, yeah.
Come on now. Well, here's what we learned about Pastor AJ today. He has never seen grass. Praise God.
No, what I have when I was in Ireland, it was abundance.
He doesn't know what grass looks like. Friends, we're moving on to the second question. This one probably might be one of my favorites. You'll hear why in a second. Mira, kicking it back to you. A penguin walks through the door right now wearing a sombrero. What does this penguin say to you about why he's here?
He says, I'm coming from Susie live stream and just checking that you're subbed.
Double checking. Did you resub, Mihric? Savage. Penguin Butler's keeping the subs in line. That's a good one, dude. I like that one. Oh, man. All right, AJ. A penguin comes up to you with a sombrero. He looks you right in the eyes. What does he say about why he's there?
He says, "I'm here with your Lamborghini out front." Is he a Mexican penguin?
He can be if you want him to be.
I don't know. I'm here to take you to Susie's live stream.
I love it.
Ready?
The Penguin Butler's dropping off the
Butler.
Lamborghinis. Well, now, what color is the Lamborghini?
Oh, red. I think red. I say red. Or I like blue though. Blue's my favorite color.
Now here's the deal, friends. You can catch AJ Valdez live over at twitch.tv/AJ Valdez. And if your heart leads you to donate enough money for AJ Valdez to buy a blue Lamborghini, you can do so. You can do so. Come on now.
For the insurance on that.
Oh, that'd be crazy, man. Next question. Are you ready? Okay. If you were asked to unload a large airplane of jelly beans, what would you do? And what I mean by that is, what would your attack strategy be of the most efficient way to unload these jelly beans off of this airplane? Mihric, I'm kicking it to you. I don't even know. I don't even know, bro.
Well, if it's a cargo plane, just open the hatch and let it drop.
Oh, that's big brain.
Yeah.
So you actually want to take the thing on a flight, open the door, and let it just fall out. Let gravity do the lifting for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mihric's got some big brain answers. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I get a shovel? Like, what do I do here? AJ, what do you do? What's the most effective strategic way to get these jelly beans out of this cargo airplane?
Oh, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. I don't know. That was a big brain one. I guess I opened the back door. Maybe we do it during God Squad convention. Squad Con. Sorry.
Okay.
Get everybody help download. I don't know. That's a hard one. I mean, that's a big brain that would open the cargo door and let everything fall out.
So I think what you're saying is you're gonna hire Mihric to open the back door and use the big brain plays. Come on. If you don't want to do it, you pay somebody else to. Come on, somebody. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Next question. Now, these are going to get a little bit more of your salesmen and saleswomen strategies, okay?
Oh, here we go.
I want you to picture we're all living in Florida, okay? All living in Florida. Let's say we got an imaginary GSC location down in maybe Orlando, Florida. And let's say it's 110 degrees, super hot, and you've been tasked with the responsibility to sell people hot cocoa on 110-degree weather in Florida, outside, at a hot cocoa booth. How are you going to pitch a sale to them to get them to buy that hot cocoa? Mihric, I'm kicking it to you.
I'm used to Celsius, so I have no idea what 110 Fahrenheit is. So I'll just say, oh, 110 is so cold. Here, you have some hot chocolate.
Make them believe that they're actually cold because of the... I'm sure Mihric could convince me that I'm cold even if I'm actually hot, because she starts doing this math and conversions and Celsius and Fahrenheit. Then I quickly realize I don't know anything about life, and I just buy hot cocoa. I'm cold. I guess I need the hot cocoa. I love it. AJ Valdez, give me your best sales pitch. Okay. And how are you going to sell me some hot cocoa?
First thing I do, I'm going to call the Penguin Butler with the sombrero on, get him to bring some ice. We're selling hot cocoa with ice in it.
Oh, I love it. He's selling iced cocoa.
Iced cocoa while it's hot or while it's cold. I don't know.
Absolutely. Come on. Absolutely love it. We're gonna flip the question upside down. On the other end of the spectrum, we got a GSC location because every penguin matters. in Antarctica. Praise God. Okay? On the coldest day, we're outside, it's freezing, and there's no Eskimos in sight. It's just normal people. Okay? How do you sell them ice cream in Antarctica? Tell us. Mihric, I'm kicking it to you.
Yeah, those people probably never had ice cream, just make it sound so good that they want to try it.
Come on. Give people something they've never had. Sounds like the gospel to me. Come on, somebody. In Jesus' name. You don't know how good it is until you try it. Come on. So put an amen in the chat.
Amen.
Let's go, AJ, with the good answers. I mean, Mihric with the good answers. Now, AJ, kicking it to you, bro. How do you sell ice cream to someone in Antarctica, my friend?
It all depends on what the ice cream is. So, I mean, that's the selling point right there. I mean, who likes cookies and cream? Cherry Garcia, cookie dough. Is it?
That's me.
I like all
sold.
of them too. I like all sold already.
Come on.
Rocky Road. What else we got? What's the other one? I know there's one with the Swedish fish. You can get in them, right?
In ice cream?
Yeah, I seen Swedish fish ice cream somewhere.
Interesting. Okay.
So there's all kinds, salad like that. Salad.
You give them all. You give them all the options.
All the options.
And you let them choose. I
Yeah.
like it, Pastor AJ. Giving people variety. I like
Variety.
it. I like it. Moving on to the next question. Here's an interesting one. Which animal would make the best president of the United States if the animal kingdom ever rose up and took over the world? Mihric, you're going first.
Oh my goodness.
Best president animal. Which one would it be? Chat, give me your answers too. I want to know.
Best president animal.
It's Roman's the lizard.
A snake, because they're very slithery and sly.
Oh. Okay. Mihric taking the digs at every politician on planet Earth, Republican or Democrat. They're all. We won't go there, chat. We won't go there. But I see. They're sly. They're slick.
Yeah.
They know exactly how to get the way they want. I like it. Pastor AJ, what about you, homie?
A lion, the roar of the lion of Judah. No, I don't know.
Come on.
That lion. I think because they're already the king of the jungle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't like, how can you not like a Lion King, Mufasa? But yeah, I think they could. I think they rule pretty good.
Honestly, lion would have been my answer. Strong,
Yeah.
bold, authoritative, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with a lion. In the
You ever
chat.
see- oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, in Narnia when he roars, I don't know if you've seen
Oh,
Narnia.
yeah,
So
bro.
I was like, whoa, like hairs back of my neck stood up.
You don't want to mess with a lion.
The devil trembles.
Come on. In the chat, we had some answers too. The Sunny Minute said antelope, best president of the United States. We had Techie said Planet of the Apes. Apes, come on now. It's already happened. That was actually a true story. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Animal Wolf Cat. Blue Eye said a white dragon. Roman said the Pog Champ lizard. Come on now.
The lizard.
OG Nub said the hyena from the Lion King. Mihric said a turtle. At least they have time to think before they act. That's a great one. That's actually a great one. Be Creative said panda. Star Wars Girl also said a lion. Ooh, the Nomad said a queen bee. 9x19 said dolphin. These are some great answers. Now, chat, I also want you to answer the next one with us because I want to read those as well. And Pastor AJ, I'm going to start with you in the first one. What is your most unusual talent or maybe just a weird quirk about you that people don't know? I made a joke earlier that maybe Mihric is a secret breakdancer and we don't know, right? Maybe she can just do backflips, spin on her head, and we don't know. What's something unusual about you that really most people don't know?
I could break dance a little bit.
Okay. He's a true Pentecostal. Come on, somebody.
Yeah. I used to dance, actually. I used to be in a dance team.
Really?
I did all that. I did drama. I did dance. Yeah, we did all that.
How many years did you do that for?
For a while in the church, we had a dance team. So this was back, I had about 10 years ago.
Dang.
But yeah. Yeah, I'm all right at it. My wife, she used to be she used to run the dance team too. So
Oh, wow.
she's a lot better than me though. I'm all right.
Okay, so Pastor AJ is announcing that he's starting a new dance ministry here at God's
Break
Word
dance.
Church. Break dance, come on now. Breaking barriers, breaking everything, man. Breaking chains in Jesus' name.
I'll probably
Come
break
on.
my back now if I try to do it.
So is that your unusual talent? You're secretly good at dancing and people don't know?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. You wouldn't think I am.
So when are you going to start doing the dancing for the donos on stream, Pastor AJ? Come on.
I don't know.
Mihric, coming on over to you. What's maybe an unusual fact or a talent about you that most people don't know?
I love making model planes and model ships.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Nice.
I could spend hours just, then I noticed nothing around me, and hours I could spend doing that.
Wow. Do you have any like on display maybe somewhere near you that you could grab and show or no?
No, I haven't done it for years.
Okay.
Mostly when I was young, but because we didn't have the room here to. It's not something that you pick up and do for 5 minutes and then put away again.
Yeah,
you really
yeah.
need the room to set it up and everything. But if we get room again and if I get time, then I would like to pick it up again, though.
That's awesome. So, Mihric, why don't you do us all a favor? Just go ahead and build yourself a plane flying over so next time you can be a squad kind of person. You know what I mean? And so, friends,
That would be awesome.
let me give a tip here. If you're ever messaging Mihric, who's our Associate Community Care Director, and she doesn't answer you right away, you'll know that she's busy building an airplane. She's currently occupado, okay? Currently AFK building an airplane. Let's go. Here's an interesting one. And Pastor AJ, I'm going to start with you for this one. What personality trait has gotten you the most in trouble that you have? Maybe it's a part about you that maybe causes some tension between you and the wife, or maybe you happen to put your foot in your mouth pretty often. What personality trait has gotten you the most in trouble in your life?
In my life or with my wife?
In general. Are they really any different, if you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe I can be too honest sometimes.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I put my foot in my mouth a lot though too, so that could be one of. There's a couple things I could go through, but yeah, I said the wrong things you know, it happens sometimes. I remember, I won't share that story. but I remember being in other countries and putting my foot in my mouth, not realizing who I was speaking to.
Oh, so if you guys don't know, when it comes to what the Bible teaches about being a shepherd, and we use it very often. Actually, Teki, maybe if you wouldn't mind, grab me that shepherd staff. They give an analogy of a shepherd staff, and they show that the top of the staff is how you draw people in. There's much that goes along with it. You use it to draw people in, to tend to the sheep, to care for people. But then if you know what a shepherd staff is, the bottom of the shepherd staff also has a rod on the bottom, where sometimes you got to have honest conversations with people, and you got to love them enough to tell them things that sting a little bit. What Pastor AJ is saying is this is his favorite side. Right here. Pastor AJ loves the rod. He's secretly a savage. He don't play games, baby. He don't play games. Come on. Mihric, what about you? What personality trait, maybe something you do or something that you don't do, has gotten you the most in trouble in your life?
I think it would have to be hearing more behind what is being said.
Oh, okay. Elaborate a little bit more on that.
I guess it's like if someone tells me something and I always I think further than what they're saying.
Okay.
So I get that with Mihric quite a bit, for sure.
So can you sometimes overthink things a little bit?
Overthink it, yeah.
Okay.
Or thinking that he means something that he doesn't mean. So
okay, yeah.
Finding a meaning behind something that's not there.
I think a lot of people can do that for sure. If I'm being honest, for me, I'll jump in on this one, okay? I'll subject myself to the shame, all right? For me, I can be forgetful in the sense where I think I told someone something, but I didn't. And, like, I told them in my mind, but I didn't actually say the words out loud. And so sometimes, you know, especially when it comes to my wife, I will do something, or I'll take an action, or I'll make a decision, and I'll be like, oh, and she'd be like, whoa, we probably should have talked to them. I'm like, but we did. And I'll like relate to her, but don't you remember like saying this? She's like, that never happened. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was thinking about what you would say, but I never actually said it out loud, so it never actually took place. So sometimes that gets me in trouble where I'll think I said something, but I didn't actually say it. Come on, so y'all pray for me, right? Hey, we need some prayer. We need some prayer, friends. Come on now, we do indeed. Okay, here's the next question we're jumping down to. Mihric, this one's coming to you. Can you name 10 other things that you can do with a pencil other than writing? Well, you know what? Actually, Mihric, we'll get 5 from you, 5 from Pastor AJ. Give me 5. Give me 5.
Poke holes in the paper.
Okay, poke holes, because that's an amazing hobby. Praise God.
What we used to do in school was when we had typing lessons, we had those really old-fashioned typewriters.
Okay.
They were really big. And if you put the pencil in a certain way and you hit really hard on a key, they'd fly up to the ceiling.
Oh,
There you go. Pencil pogo sticks. Let's go. Let's go. We got 2.
If the pencil has an eraser, you can erase with it.
Okay. Come on now. If only we could erase some things we've done. Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that Jesus did it anyway. Put an amen in the chat. You know what I'm talking about. All right, we got 3. We got 3. 2 more from you.
You can bite on them.
You could, if you're feeling a little hungry. You know what I mean? Sure. There's the 4th. Lots of protein. Come on.
And you can sharpen them.
And you can indeed sharpen them. Let's go. Sharpening pencils you're not allowed to write with. But, it's something you can do. It's something you can do. Pastor AJ, you're responsible to figure out another 5. And she probably already took all the ones you were thinking. What's number 6? Give it to us. Give it to us.
You can build like a little log cabin. Put them together. I don't know.
So now we're incorporating multiple pencils, thinking outside the box.
Multiple pencils outside the box.
That's 6.
A box of pencils. What else could you do with them? I'm coming up with nothing here.
Tell you what, we'll phone a friend from the chat.
Phone a friend. Can we phone a friend?
We'll phone a friend.
I want to phone Romans.
2.
He always has a good idea.
Only 2 answers from the chat. Only 2. You still got to come up with 2 more. What's the chat saying? Come on. Drumsticks. You could rewind a cassette.
Oh,
you
there
could
it is.
indeed. That's
Forgot
actually
about
that.
That's
Okay.
My kids don't even know what
The Zoomers don't even know what that word means.
Yeah.
Okay, but you used to have to put your finger in it or get a pencil and literally counterclockwise go backwards.
Romans, use them to fold tacos. That's what I'm talking about.
So that's 7s, and 7 will pick this one. Vic Sigma said, make them into drumsticks and make music. I like that one.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
8.
Why didn't I think of that?
That's 8. Pastor AJ, you're responsible for 2 more.
2 more.
2 more. Come on.
Oh, yeah. My wife, they put in her hair. Well, look at my hair. Put it in her hair.
Okay.
They do that stuff, right?
Come on. Looking beautiful
One
beauty
more.
on a budget. Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go.
She doesn't do that, but they can be done. I don't know what else.
Some people, I've actually seen that. Some people do that.
Yeah, do that.
And last one. One more.
I don't know, twirl them.
Practice your finger skills. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, GG's in the chat for these creative individuals. Let's see some other ones that the chat said. Let's talk about the honorary answers, okay? Someone said self-defense. Here it is. Stab people with a pencil. Come on now. Roman said you can use it to fold over tacos. You could. I was waiting for chopsticks. I was waiting for the chopstick answers. Come on now. The no man, put it behind your ear to look smart. This is truth. This is very, very truth. Oh, there it is. Jay Pizzo did say chopsticks. I was waiting for someone to say it. Roman said pencil stick fighting. Come on now. Very, very easy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Great job, friends. We're jumping into the next question. All right. Here's the deal. If you could be any kitchen appliance, which one would you be and why? Any kitchen appliance. AJ, I'm starting with you. Don't be looking at your wife. Don't be looking at your wife.
No, I'm looking at the kitchen's right over there.
I'm looking at the kitchen. Okay, I was like, is he asking his wife What kitchen
No.
appliance exists?
I don't know. My favorite, maybe the oven. I don't know.
Why would you want to be the oven?
The oven's always good for when you're in a rush. You throw something in the oven, it cooks there. It cooks by itself.
I feel like that's the opposite of what an oven is used for.
Is it?
He's like, AJ, have you ever used an oven?
Yeah. It takes a while to heat up. You're right. I don't know.
First of all, you need like 15 minutes to preheat it.
Yeah.
Then you need like 30 minutes to cook something.
But you can just leave it then and then do what you gotta do and then go back to it.
Pastor AJ, have you ever burned a house down?
My oven's electric.
What is helping? What is happening right now?
That's the microwave. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I think what you're trying to explain is microwave. Am I understanding correctly?
Yeah. Microwave.
I love it.
A microwave oven.
There it is. Quick and easy. We can tell that patience is not Pastor AJ's strength. He likes it quick. Let's get it over with. I love it. Mihric, we're kicking it over to you. Mihric, I'm assuming that you know what appliances exist other than Pastor AJ.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Which one would you like to be and why?
A fridge.
Okay, how come?
People always put food in you, so you're never short of food.
Oh,
Ooh, come on. I'll tell you, food is a blessing. Come on, somebody. Praise
Amen.
God. Mihric, I like the answer. She always got the supply. I know someone else has also got the supply. Put an amen in the chat. You know what I'm talking about.
Amen.
Here is a random bizarre question, okay? And you have to give me your best reason why. Why is a tennis ball fuzzy? Why is the tennis ball fuzzy? What is the logic and reasoning behind the necessity for a tennis ball to be fuzzy? Pastor AJ, you know what? You look so confused. I'm picking you.
So when it's soft and it hits you, it doesn't hurt as much. I don't know.
But explain the fuzziness.
The fuzziness, yeah. I don't know. Maybe whoever created the tennis ball liked the fuzziness and they added it in.
It was their favorite thing. They like fuzzy things.
They like how they like cotton balls and stuff like that.
Come on. Some people name their inventions after them. Some people name it after their favorite texture. Some people just make things fuzzy. Hey, it's an answer. We'll take it, chat. Mihric, what about you? What is the necessity and the strategic value behind a fuzzy tennis ball?
They're not so hard, and it gives wind resistance.
Oh! 10 out of 10. Wind resistance? That's some big brain. Have you ever played tennis, Mihric?
Yeah, not real, but with friends, yeah.
Wait, so you've played fake tennis?
No, not on a tennis court, but
Okay.
like on a road or something.
I've actually played a lot of tennis.
Okay. And Pastor AJ, in all your years of playing tennis, you never thought to yourself, why are you fuzzy?
Yeah, I never thought about that. I never even thought about that. I did get beat one time by an older gentleman from the church invited me to play, and I thought like I want to beat this guy, and he whooped me.
Oh, dang.
He whooped me, and he had like 30 years on me.
Bro, he wrecked you, dude.
He wrecked me.
Bro,
he taught me a lesson in tennis.
Did he tell you to get out of his face?
Yeah, after he's like, get out of my face. No, he wasn't. I went home humbled. I thought like
Humbled,
humbled. Anyways.
It was a teaching moment. Moment. Next one, here's the deal, okay? And Mihric, I'm starting with you. You have been shrunken down to the size of a penny and placed in a blender. You have 1 minute before the blender turns on. Okay, we're getting ready to end for mature here, okay? Might be some blood and gore coming in pretty soon. Mihric, what is your strategy of how you escape this blender? Now remember, you're the size of a penny, so I need some good strats here.
Just lay flat on the bottom because the knives are a little bit higher than the bottom.
This woman's brain.
I quit. I'm out of here.
You know, they say that women are smarter than men, and I think in today's show,
I'm getting whooped here.
I'm getting whooped here. That is truth. Oh my goodness! And hey, the thing's gonna shut off eventually. She's just gonna wait it out. She's just gonna wait it out. Take a nap.
That's some big brain.
Easy. AJ, how do you prevent yourself from becoming a million pieces? What's your strategy plan?
Can a blender break a penny? I don't think. I think I just take the hits. I gotta take the hits. I'll just.
So you're not actually a penny. You're just the size of a penny.
Oh, okay. So
you're still very much a human and will die.
Oh, okay. Oh, that will get cut up. Okay. I don't know how am I gonna climb out. I guess I'll try to get out of there. I'll stand on top of the blades. When they start propelling, I'll use that energy to fly out of the blender.
Okay.
Right.
So you just stand on top of it and hopefully it just throws you.
It throws me out. Yeah, I get ejected.
Okay.
Out of the blender.
I like it.
And I'm home free then. I don't know how to land, but
I like it. Pastor AJ, I was hoping you'd
I believe I could fly.
I was hoping you'd use those big muscles to just launch yourself up against the side and hopefully just knock the thing over.
Oh, snap. I didn't think about that either.
And then just kind of walk out the side. You know what? It's all good. If you want to
use the body weight.
If you want to take the most riskiest approach of all time, you can do so in your imaginary blender world.
Would it propel me up or would it suck me down? That's the question.
You'd probably die, to be honest.
I know. It sucks straight down.
I don't actually know, man. I don't actually know. All right, friends, winding down on some of our last few questions here, okay? Here's the question. If you had to organize everyone in the country into a ginormous duck, duck, goose game, what would be your strategy of how you did it? Would you organize the people in a certain way, maybe by gender, by color? And how would you practice your Noah's Ark skills by gathering the people and organizing all of them? How would you do it? AJ, I'm coming to you.
Oh, man.
He's like, why did you pick Mihric?
I need time to think about this one. I don't know. Everybody in the country, every person. This would be a big.
So that's a huge game, bro.
That's a huge game.
Huge game.
And
don't give me the pastor. I'd break him into small groups like Jesus answer. No, I'm talking one big duck, duck, goose.
One big duck, duck, goose. I don't know. I guess from youngest to oldest.
Okay. Okay.
all the way around.
So how do you handle the scenario where you ask a woman your age and she slaps you across the face?
Oh, snap. Yeah.
How do you handle that situation?
That's probably the worst thing I could have said there.
He's going for the age approach. I like it. Not
Yeah.
too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Mihric, what about you? What's your strategy plan? How are you going to organize them?
I'm just gonna say something because I have no idea what it is.
Oh, you don't know what duck, duck, goose is?
No.
Oh, that's so crazy. Okay. So, yes, if you guys don't know, Mihric lives in the Netherlands, and I guess I wasn't aware that Duck, Duck, Goose is like an American game. Okay, so Mihric, Duck, Duck, Goose is a game where you pick. It's normally played by children, and you pick, 5, 6 kids. They all sit on the floor in a circle, and someone is, I don't know, the player of the game, whatever. And you go on their heads, and you say duck, 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 and eventually you pick one, and you say goose. Now, when you pick one person at your choice, and you touch them and say goose, then they get up and start chasing you, and you have to run around the circle and try to sit where they were sitting before they can touch you. Okay. And if they lose, they're the new person, and if you get caught, then they sit back down and you go again. Duck, duck, goose. In case for anyone that's watching, didn't know. Educational streams for the win. What would you do, Mihric? How would you get it done?
I think by size.
By size, smallest to largest. So
Yep.
The question is, where would you put me?
That would depend on how many are smaller and how many are larger.
Do you think I'm 5'6" and 3/4? Do you think I'm on the lower half or the upper half?
You want me to be honest?
I'd like to remind you of your employment at this time.
I think it would be the lower.
Oh, my soul! But she does speak truth. She does indeed speak truth, and I am on the lower half of. I think the average size of a male is. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I'll get up there, dude. Okay. Now you guys can't tell, but this picture is actually about 10 feet off the ground. Okay? Dang it! Don't show them my feet. Mihric, I'm only kidding with you. I am very much in the bottom half of the short people. Put a 5 in chat if you're short. I'm short, okay? But if you're going to be short, you at least got to be confident. Here's the deal, okay? You got to be big and bold to make up for your lack of actual bigness. It's a thing. It's a thing. All right, we got 2 questions left, okay? 2 questions left. If aliens visited you, which obviously in this scenario we're assuming that aliens are real, okay? If aliens visited you and asked you that you could have anything you wished for, or you could have a position on their home planet, and we'll say that you can visit. You don't have to choose like just to live there. You can visit. Which one would you choose? But I do want to clarify. Let's lay down some rules. Your wish can't be to also be able to visit their home planet. Okay? That's off the table. One or the other. Mihric, I'm going to you first. Which one would it be? Do you want to live with aliens or get a dream come true of anything in the world you want? And you know what, chat? I want to know your thoughts, too. What do you guys want? Friends with aliens or anything else in life that you would ever want? Come on.
I'm normally not really for asking for money and such, but in this case, I think I would, so that I could build my own spaceship and go to the planet anyways.
Wait. She found a loophole. She actually found a loophole. And you could actually use that spaceship to go anywhere you want.
Anywhere.
That's a good answer.
And you could get some free marketing for God's Squad Church by just putting the link on the side, you know what I'm saying? And it'd save us millions of dollars. Outer world marketing. We're thinking out of the box here, friends. Mihric, I love it. She finds a way to get through. It's pretty big. Mihric, I like it. Pastor AJ, you have a choice between either getting to visit an alien planet where, we're going to make up things here. No other human being has ever been before, okay?
Yeah.
Or getting a wish granted of anything you'd ever want. Which one are you taking?
I'm going to be the first GSC missionary to the alien planet. Send me, I'll go.
Need Jesus.
They need Jesus.
Come
Send
on,
me
somebody.
GSC on wherever Mars, wherever they're from. Let's go.
Oh, I love it. He is going to the alien planet. I'm not going to lie. I would have picked the alien planet. Because, dude, the idea of aliens, I don't actually personally believe aliens are real. But if they were all this time and we could go there, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty crazy. I'd want to see. Now, if you gave me some time to really think about it, obviously, you got all these answers. But I'd love to see it. But I want to know, in the chat, which one of you are taking either the alien or are getting something of your dreams? Which one do you guys want? Come on now. Janitor for the aliens is a position on their home planet. Let me see. Mihric says, definitely not living with aliens. Truth. Anime Wolf, you would take your wish for sure, 100%. Sora, I was born at NASA, so they would just say, welcome home. Rock Wolves would take the wish. Okay. River said, depends on the position I have when I get there. Okay. Let's go. I would love Anime Wolf taking the wish. Pajamas going to the alien place. Aaron Fred is taking the wish. So is Be Creative. Come on. Oh, and Techie also taking the wish. Okay. Let's go. Alexander, I'll have the wish, please. I don't like traveling. I would hope we could at least teleport to the alien planet. And this, this hypothetical imaginary world, I would hope that aliens have technology to teleport. I'd hope so. Here's the last question, okay? Pastor AJ, if you could live anywhere in the world, money is not an option, time's not an option, there are no boundaries here. It's completely imaginary. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Oh, like real answer or you?
Whatever you want.
Or just
again, it's all fantasy. There's no boundaries. It's anywhere in the world you'd want to live.
I mean, I've lived all over, so
okay.
I've lived in the green grass. I've lived in the desert, but really, I mean, anywhere that God calls me, I want to go. That's really that's where I want to go. Maybe one day VA.
Oh!
Maybe that's a promised land.
Oh,
it sounds like it.
We got the double portion down here. Come on, somebody.
The double portion.
It looks
like the promise. It looks like the promised land. I looked at it. It's beautiful there.
It's beautiful, man. Is there like growing up, or even just like when you've been dreaming with your wife? Was there ever just like a movie that you saw or a picture that you saw that you're like, man, if I could live there, that would be great.
I've been blessed. I've been all over. I mean, place that I really want to go is Israel. I want to see the Holy Land. I really do want to see where Jesus walked.
Okay.
Where that'd be a dream of mine. Not, I don't know about living there though, but just to see
okay,
it.
so let's tag team then. Give me one place that you would want to live, one place you would just want to visit.
Yeah. So visit Jerusalem.
Okay, that'd be awesome, man.
And live. I don't know. I'm happy to live anywhere. I've lived all over. And like I've never had a favorite. Just as long as I'm in doing God's will, I can live anywhere.
I love it.
This ain't our home planet, anyways, right?
Come on.
we're citizens of heaven. So I mean, you know.
Love it, love it, love it. So you would, in a hypothetical world, you would want to live in Virginia and visit Jerusalem.
Amen.
I love it, I love it. Mihric, kicking it over to you. What is again, money's not an option. It's not like, oh, but it'd be hard for me to like leave my family. Let's just pretend none of that matters to you. You're a cold-hearted woman. You don't care about leaving your children behind, right? Nothing matters. It's all fantasy. Where would you want to live, and where would you want to visit?
Live, I think, Curacao.
Whoa, where's that?
Just so.
I can't find it on GeoGuessr, so we're
That's in the Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of Mexico. Okay.
That's it is I believe it is a Dutch colony. It's south of Cuba, and it's close to South America.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We've been there on a week vacation with Mark's company once.
Okay.
And it's beautiful there, and it's relaxing, and yeah, I think that would be a place to live.
What were some of your highlights and favorite things while you were there that would make you want to live there?
Yeah, everything is really relaxed there. No rush. I think that's the main thing. Just
slow,
relax. And lots of sun.
If it's in South America, I'm assuming it's nice and warm.
It's it's. Oh boy, now I gotta say in Fahrenheit. I know in Celsius it's mostly around 32 degrees Celsius, so that'd be about around 90s. 90, 95.
Okay.
But it's on the ocean, so it's usually a bit windy, a bit cloudy. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, man. There's so many beautiful places in the world. I haven't really done much traveling, Pastor AJ, so I'm like the opposite of you. I don't leave my house, right? I travel to my backyard with my dog. That's about it. And so there's so many beautiful places and so many things I could say. But Mihric, what would be a place that you would want to visit if you could?
I think I would have to agree with Pastor AJ on visit Israel.
Yeah.
2 reasons. Because, yeah, the Holy Land, that's where Jesus grew up and lived. But also because my dad, he was here in Holland during the war. He was in the underground, and he got a special. How do you say that? It's called Yad Vashem from the Jews, and his name is on a wall in Israel.
Oh wow!
That he helped a lot of Jews, and there was a tree planted or several trees planted in his name. Like he was honored by Israel for his. Helping the Jews and I would love to see that.
Wow,
that's awesome. Yeah,
that's incredible.
The resistance. That's right.
I would love, honestly, I would love for us to take a trip one day to Jerusalem, see it, experience it, make some content that we can bring back to the church and let them experience it. I don't know if we'd be allowed to like live stream or there or whatever, but I've seen obviously people like they do vlogs and they go and they record footage. So it's allowed. Live stream might be a different story, but I have heard from so many pastors and Christians that I know that have been, and they're like, the most common thing I've heard is you'll never read the Bible the same ever again. You'll never read the Bible the same ever again once you go and visit what many would call the Holy Land. Getting to see where Jesus walked, getting to see the tomb, getting to see the river which he was baptized, getting to walk in his shoes. It's tough to say that you'd want to visit anywhere more, because it drastically changes your entire faith, and I would absolutely love it. That is on my bucket list. At one point, I don't care how we're going to do it. One day, we're going to go to Israel. We're going to record the whole thing, document the whole thing, and just to show our church, like, guys, this is where it went down. Because obviously, not everyone will go to Israel in their life, and that's totally fine. It doesn't make you a better Christian, or, the only way to heaven isn't to go to Israel, right? It's following Jesus. But just to be able to see it and have it explained and walk with a tour guide that knows, like, all the history that you don't even understand, it'd be powerful.
Awesome.
It'd be powerful. So, friends, we've got one last question, changing gears a little bit. We've had a lot of fun today asking all kinds of crazy questions. We want to change gears and end on a spiritual note and simply asking, and Mihric, I'll start with you. What is your favorite Bible verse or Bible story, and why?
It's a psalm,
Okay.
Psalm 84. And there's two verses actually that speak to me most
Okay.
in that song. And that is because it's about the house of the Lord.
Yeah.
And verse 3, even the sparrow has found a home, and the swallow a nest for herself where she may have her young. A place near your altar, Lord mighty, my King and my God. So for me, that speaks, even the animals knows that's a beautiful place to live, and that's where we're safe, and God is with us. That's where we can live.
Yeah.
That's one verse. And the second one is verse 10. Better is when one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere.
Wow.
I would rather be a
Dang.
doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wicked.
Dang. That's powerful. Wow. I would rather simply just be a doorkeeper, hold the door up for people in his presence, than to be the highest standard in the house of the wicked. Wow. That's powerful,
Yep.
Mihric. That's powerful. Appreciate you sharing that. Mihric, we love you. Pastor AJ, kicking it to you for the final question of the day. What is your favorite either Bible verse or Bible story, and why?
Yeah. Well, my favorite, since I was a kid, I've always been fascinated with King David.
Yeah.
And I love the verse in 1 Samuel 13:14 about him being a man after God's own heart. And I've always wanted to be like that. I can relate a lot to David because I feel that time that he was out in that shepherd's field, when he I've been there, like, where I felt forgotten about, or I felt like, but I've been there and I worshiped God, and I've just talked to God, because you're never alone when you have God.
Yeah.
And God does everything in his timing. I can relate so much to his story because I always felt like the least, and he was considered the least of his family. All his brothers, they looked the part, but they didn't have the heart. And that's I've always wanted to be a man after God's heart, and to do what he's called me to do. So it's a story that I always keep close to my heart. And also it's so cool, the battles that he was in, and even Goliath, the story of Goliath. But I mean, David was just a warrior. I know he made mistakes, but he realized that he had to repent. And that's the biggest thing for us. We got to realize when we make mistakes that we got to repent and turn back to God. And the fact that he was the king and he realized that's what makes him a great man of God,
Love it.
realizing your mistakes. But yeah, so much to learn from his life.
David is a huge champion. Actually, we did a sermon series. Was that last year, SquawCon, Lore of Legends? Or was that No, that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And we did a whole, I think it was like almost 10-week series entitled The Lore of Legends. And we had some of our staff members, even some of our board members, share about like who they would consider to be their favorite legend of the Bible, and shared their lore, shared their story. And David was talked about quite a few times because,
David's awesome.
he's a champion.
Champion.
He's a
He
champion.
inquired of God, yeah.
For me, my favorite Bible verse is actually John 6:68. If you follow my content, you probably heard it. But essentially, paraphrasing, Jesus shares a message, teaches a sermon, and there's a large group of people in front of him, and all of the people listening are his followers. And almost nobody who's listening understands the meaning of what Jesus is saying. Almost no one got the teaching, and a bunch of people are like, I don't understand this, I don't get it, I don't like it, and they turn their backs and stop following Jesus. And then Jesus looks at his 12 disciples, who also had a conversation amongst themselves, how they also did not understand it. And Jesus said, will you leave me too? And Peter says to Jesus, to whom shall we go? For you alone have the words of life. And there we see two groups of people who were left with a decision that even when I don't understand what's happening in my life, Am I going to walk away from God or walk to God? And to me, Peter's answer is like, I don't understand what is happening, but Jesus, what I do understand is that you are better than anything else in this world. Why in the world would I ever leave you? And for me, there's just no better way to express my heart and my mindset towards God, that even sure, when life sucks, even when there's a pandemic going on, I'm not turning my back on God, because what else is better? I'd rather go through a pandemic with Jesus than go through a pandemic without Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like COVID, but but I still like Jesus, okay? I still like Jesus.
Amen.
And there is so much, and we hope that you too will make it a practice in your life to read your Bible. I mean, it is easier than ever to read your Bible. Literally, you can get your phone. You can look up the YouVersion Bible app. You can read the Bible on Bible.com. You can make an account. You can literally log in, and actually it's like a social media where you can highlight things, and if you give your friends permission to see that, they can see what you're highlighting, what you're reading. You can follow some of their Bible plans, and you can set a reminder on your phone in the Bible app to like go off at a certain time that you choose, of maybe every day at 4 p.m. That's when you get a break and you want to read the Bible for a little bit. You can remind yourself, keeps you accountable, and reading the Bible is easier than ever in so many different languages, so many different versions. And we would challenge every single one of you, if you want to really be growing in your faith, be reading the Bible. Develop for yourself, what's your favorite Bible story? What's your favorite verse? And I promise you, it is almost impossible to grow in your relationship with God without reading his word. Pastor AJ and Mihric, we want to say thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being willing to put your life on display and to share some laughs with us and get them inside your big brains a little bit to see what you would do in the most ridiculous of scenarios.
my brain hurts after that.
Let's go. And friends, I want to encourage you, don't let this be the last moment where you get to know these individuals. These are two new members of our staff, and really what they're going to be doing, even though their positions and titles might be different, ultimately they've come to serve you. They've come to love you, to help you, to encourage you. And I want to encourage you. They're both brand new. So maybe you'll make a decision today that you want to welcome them and encourage them. Maybe send them a DM on Discord and just let them know, hey, you seemed really awesome today. Looking forward to getting to know more of you. Maybe send them a message and set up a time to play a game, to talk with them. They're here to pray with you, be a part of your life. And Mihric and AJ, we could not be more grateful for you for serving our people. So, friends, we're going to say goodbye to them, but we need you to put some hearts in the chat and some goodbyes as they head out. But Pastor AJ and Mihric, we love you guys so much. And they're going to be at SquawCon, certain events. Get in the Discord. Talk with them. Mihric and AJ, we'll see you guys soon.